Oh man, well that was a hell of a lot of fun. I got to show you guys the dock that I just pulled in for this pickup. It's a company that makes some sort of coatings or some materials or something going to Caterpillar. But I got to show you this. You got to see this. So here's the street that you drive in on, and you have to make a right turn into this little inlet. Curbs, rocks, the whole 9 yards. That's all the room you get. Get stuff out of the truck here. Boom, this is it. And you have to swing around here, hit the building essentially, and then jackknife the crap out of it to come over here on this one door. And then you have to go out into that street and pull into the exit of that bank to back in the truck to get it in this door. Now, in order to do all of this stuff, for you folks just getting into trucking, this is what you got to do. You got to be fearless and stop this traffic. You just wait for somebody to stop, and I actually had another truck driver stop and block the traffic currently to my left. So that was nice, but the right side wasn't blocked, but a car decided they would be smart and stop and allow me to get into the door. But yeah, pretty crazy. There's the curb, there's the truck. That's the kind of craziness you deal with. These places that were not designed for 53-foot trucks. So I decided to cross the street to give you kind of a better idea of this place. So there's the turn-in. That was not designed for long trucks. You do have to go over that curb on the right. Thankfully, they've moved the boulder that's hiding behind that high grass, or somebody moved it. But then you have to come and make that hard cut turnaround, and you don't have enough room to do it, so you have to kind of back up and forward and back up and forward to get it to come around. And then finally, once you're clear of that little center island, which is a very high curb, which you don't want to go over because you'll get stuck in there. And yeah, then you got to come all the way forward into this bank, down, excuse me, down this driveway, which is pretty narrow. Doesn't give you a lot of maneuvering room with the tractor before you're up on curbs. And there you go. Crazy, right? Well, I suppose it was just a matter of time before I got screwed. It wouldn't be trucking unless you got screwed, right? So everything's been a bed of roses so far with the new company, except for tonight. So yeah, I got this last load that I picked up in where we last left off at that really tight place that I had to back into in Menasha, Wisconsin, near Green Bay. And that load was coming down here to Caterpillar in Decatur, Illinois. And for those who are familiar with Caterpillar, Decatur, Illinois, it is monstrous. It is gigantic. This place is like half of Decatur. They make huge earth-moving machines here, in case you didn't know. So I knew this place, so when I saw the dispatch come through, and I knew it was heading to Caterpillar on my way down here, I called my dispatcher, and I told her, look, you know, I've been to Caterpillar before in Decatur. First of all, the paperwork shows an address of 27th Avenue in Pershing. And again, for those familiar, 27th and Pershing in Decatur is their main corporate entry gate. That's where cars go. That's their corporate offices. That is not where trucks go. I knew this. So I called and I specifically asked. I said, listen, I don't have a actual delivery address on this paperwork, nor in the information that you sent me. I need to know where at Caterpillar Decatur I need to deliver this shipment. So she texted me an address, and I figure, okay, well, I guess that's it. The next issue is I'm going to be down to an hour left on my clock, so I should probably find some place to park close by and deliver it in the morning. And to that she says, well, no, you can deliver there tonight because our guys park there all the time. I said, really? I said, they park at Caterpillar. Yeah, our guys get offloaded there at night all the time, and they take their 10-hour break there all the time. I said, on Caterpillar's facility, they take, yes, they allow us to park there. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I'll go, because I have a hard, fast rule in trucking. I will not go to a delivery where I'm going to be arriving with an hour on my clock. Ain't happening. I don't do that shit. And I don't do that shit for a reason, because I know better. So I get here. First of all, I'm at the completely wrong gate. And the person at the gate has no idea where I should go because, again, this place is a city, and he's only been there for 2 weeks. Nice guy, but, he's brand new. He has no idea. It's going to take him a year and a half to figure out just the basic layout of this place. So, talking to a whole bunch of people in the yard who are all very nice, just good, solid cat workers, and one of the guys finally said, oh, I know where you got to go, after he looked at my paperwork, and he said, I'll have my yard driver lead you over there because you might get lost. I said, oh, perfect. Great. Thank you. So the yard driver proceeds to drive around the entire property with me tailing him. It took probably the better part of 15-20 minutes just to get around the property. It's that big. And lo and behold, the docks I was supposed to deliver at, complete opposite corner of their property, of the address that she had sent me. So here I am, I'm at Caterpillar, I'm getting offloaded. I literally have 24 minutes left on my clock and counting. Still got a red light. And yeah, we'll see. What a crap show. Well, I knew it had to come. I'm cynical for a reason, because trucking companies do this kind of shit. Well, happy Friday, and we are in our last day of the work week here with a very late in the day start, but that's okay because we shut down very late at night last night. So I ended up getting out of that cat facility, Caterpillar in Decatur, very late. I think it was 9 or 10 p.m., something like that. And of course my clock had run out, so we are able to PC at this company, but it has to be done through dispatch, through the night dispatch folks. So I had to call in, and an ELD guy had to get it set up on my tablet so that I could PC to parking. And there's a little pilot right up the road. Actually, we just passed it, and that place, of course, tiny and absolutely packed like sardines in there last night at that hour, which I figured it would be. But I jumped on 27 East, Interstate 27 East, and about, 5, 6, 7 miles, something like that, farther up the road, there is a beautiful rest area, something of the prairie, whatever the hell rest area, with a whole bunch of truck parking, very nicely laid out, very quiet, plenty of space. So that worked out extremely well. I got very fortunate there, got very lucky. So I PC'd there, shut down, and this trailer that I'm about to pick up wasn't going to be ready till a little bit later in the day, so I had plenty of sleep. I think I took about a 13-hour break, which is very unusual for me. Usually I'm 10 hours and go, but the only reason this time I didn't do that is, of course, the trailer wasn't going to be ready. So, but what I'm finding very entertaining this morning, and if I had I was pissed off last night, if you couldn't tell, but this morning I'm kind of chuckling about it because it's just kind of a little bit of a comedy of errors. And this is very typical of trucking in general, just because of the nature of how it works. And, the dispatchers, try as they may, they try to be as helpful as they can be, and I sincerely believe that. But they don't drive trucks, so, there's a limit to how much they know and how much they can, help and guide without getting driver feedback. And that's why I think it's super important for us drivers after the fact to, get in touch with them and let them know, hey, in the future, if you have another driver that's never been to this location, here's the deal, so that you can pass it along. Because right now I'm heading to Arthur Daniels Midland, ADM, to pick up my loaded trailer. And guess where ADM is located? Literally across the street from the Caterpillar plant gate that I exited from last night and that I should have entered from when I arrived there. So now I know that for the future, I know the proper place to go, just because I had to find it out the hard way myself. And of course, now I have passed along that information to dispatch. I sent her 2 or 3 different Google Maps pins that I made of exactly where the truck entrance is, exactly where the waiting area is once you're in the CAT facility, and where the check-in office is. And in a facility that large, that's super valuable information to have. So I made sure I passed it. That's my responsibility to help out other drivers. So I did pass that along, and now we are coming into ADM, and another one of our fellow drivers ahead of us. And directly on the other side of all these trailers you see in front of us is Caterpillar. So I believe we're able to park here at ADM overnight. I'm going to find that out when I go in the office, because maybe that is where she had the idea that our drivers park here overnight all the time, because maybe this is a regular plan of theirs where you drop at Caterpillar and you pick up at ADM. And if that's the case, that would have been like incredibly helpful to know ahead of time, because I had no idea that the next pickup was going to be here at ADM. And had I known that, I would have asked a whole bunch more questions and probably figured out that I could have stayed here last night and avoided all of that brain damage. But that is a classic example of a dispatcher not knowing any better just because nobody has shared the information with them. So, that's on us drivers, that we need to do that. So, anyway, I am here now. I'm going to find out where the heck I need to go, because I have no idea, and we will check in shortly. Well, we are leaving Archer Daniels Midland, ADM, with our full trailer, and if you've never seen a whole bunch of grain trucks all in a row before, check this out. All these grain trucks waiting to get into the ADM plant. So clearly ADM makes a lot of grain-based products. How's that for an understatement? Look at this line of trucks. What's ironic to me is that usually when you see grain haulers on the highway, they're hauling ass. These guys speed like up there with the best of them. These guys and bull haulers, livestock haulers, they drive at incredibly high speeds most of the time. And now all of them sitting there in a line waiting probably for hours. So maybe that's why they drive so fast, because they know they're going to be sitting there for God knows how many hours. I just thought that was funny. So we are on our way. Loaded trailer, 40,000 pounds of some grain-based product or another, going to a Walmart DC in Toma, Wisconsin. We are not going to be bringing it all the way to Toma. However, we are going to be bringing this to our company lot, our headquarters yard, where we will drop this trailer, park the tractor, and I will go home for the weekend. And another driver will relay the load up to Toma. So that is the beauty of having a 5-day on, 2-day off schedule, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I know there's all sorts of people that sit there and go, oh, you're not a real driver if you don't stay out for 29 months. Well, guess what? I've got a CDL, I'm driving commercially, I run my full clock every single day I'm on for 5 days, and then I go home and have a life. So, it's choices, baby, it's choices. I choose having a life over dedicating my entire existence to a truck. So, sue me.